Here's a question that has plagued me ever since I learned of its existence. Is the food served at strip clubs actually good? Today on CityCast Las Vegas, we talk with food writer, kink educator, and all-around hedonist Gemini Stevens, who delivers the verdict on strip club food in Las Vegas. It's Thursday, April 16th. I'm Sonja Cho Swanson, and here's what Las Vegas is talking about. Gemini, hello, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Always good to have you back. We love having you on. Talk about all things delight, joy, hedonism, indulgence.
I love it.
And what better thing to combine these things than strip club food?
Oh my gosh, strip clubs and food. That's pretty much my life.
Amazing. Okay, perfect. Okay, but here's my question though. Why?
Yeah.
Why do strip clubs serve food?
The simple answer, money. You stay, you spend money with the girls or guys. There's fewer on the latter versus the former. But the more options you have without having to leave the building, to me, that just screams Vegas in general. The more often, and the more money the more time you're going to spend there and the more money you're going to spend.
See, okay, now I get it. That is so smart, Gemini. I'm glad you drew the lines for me there because I was thinking first of all, sweat. Everyone is sweaty at a strip club. It's a workout.
And who wants to eat the glitter?
I don't want that I don't want glitter on my chicken wings. Also, as a stripper, I would not want chicken wing grease on my thighs. Don't mix the things,
Fair. But let me throw this out there before we start getting into too many details. You have to also think that, one of these is a full-blown steakhouse.
What?
Oh yeah. We're not just talking about, chicken wings and sliders and, quote, bar food. There's some legit food while you're enjoying the exotic dancers.
Okay, give me the rundown. I want to know what kind of food is served at strip clubs in Las Vegas.
So it changes. So let's go sort of club by club. I've put together a list of about 5 places. They are, I think, the most visited, but also with the best food all at the same time.
Okay. All right. So ranking, but with caveats.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start with one of the ones that I think is a lot of fun when it comes to food. In this case, we are talking super casual. We're talking more bar type food. In this case, it's Peppermint Hippo. That is a long-standing building that has housed strip clubs forever. We're talking like the old Olympic Garden, that kind of thing. What I like about the food at Peppermint Hippo is that it can change. They usually do a trailer or a food truck outside, and so the options change. You do have to go outside of the club for this one. But in this case, it's called the Hungry Hippo food truck. So I think they've sort of branded it now. I know, right? Hungry Hippo, the game when you're
amazing.
a kid. And now, the Peppermint Hippo. And there's a lot of Mexican vibes there, but there's also bar food. So it is subject to change. Like I said, they have brought various things over the years. But more recently, you have options like nachos or loaded fries. Kind of the same dish, a few little tweaks here and there, but basically you choose a protein, which is usually steak, chicken, or pork. You get the cheese, you get the salsa, you get onions, cilantro, sour cream. There are some slight differences in saucing and things like that, but overall it's the same. So do you want chips or do you want fries? Generally the same idea.
Okay, so it's comfort food. This is all comfort food, basically.
Absolutely. Taco salad is always a good one. And then some other bar food that just is bar food versus a particular type of cuisine. Wings, burgers, sliders. I've seen the occasional dog or corn dog. Usually it's a special. It just kind of depends on what you're feeling. But super simple. It's not inside, so you don't have to worry about spreading the grease around. But it's also sort of, you're not going very far. You're just going out into the parking lot. It's a massive campus, all things considered. So it's super easy to get in and out of and do what you want to do and still have something to eat without having to totally leave.
Yeah.
The premises.
Which could be nice for the employees too, honestly. I mean, who would
Absolutely.
not want a food truck on premises as well, right?
Right. And one of the things I like about that, just talking about like personal ideas of cleanliness and ease of use and all of those things, you don't have to have certain areas to necessarily eat. You don't have to worry about somebody coming in and cleaning off the tables. You don't have to worry about somebody having food somewhere when somebody's trying to dance. Because if you've been to a strip club in Vegas, and I would hope anybody listening has at least been to one because they're just so much fun. They're unique. Vegas strip clubs are so different from so many other places.
Wait, they are? Why?
They dance with you at the table, which is sort of rare. A lot of places, I mean, one of my favorites is in Portland. It's a steakhouse and strip club. They're open early in the morning, so you can have breakfast, like the whole thing. But they're separated from where you're sitting and where you're viewing the entertainment, things like that.
So like on stage almost.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
okay.
So in Vegas, it is so common for them to come and sit with you, not just entice you maybe to another room or to another area for a dance or something like that, but they'll dance with you and or on you right there at your tables in
Hmm.
Vegas. So I like the idea of separating the food and the entertainment.
What's next on your list? Now, I know this is not like strictly from favorites to least favorites, but we're sort of generally moving in this direction.
Generally, so I'm going to start with one of my favorites, mostly because of the club
Okay.
itself, but also because of the way that most of the food is handled. Not always, but most, is Crazy Horse 3. What I like about that is that it has a sort of stereotypical strip club vibe in one area where you walk in and there's the smaller tables and there's the main stage or stages and you have your drinks and the entertainers come around and you can converse and you can do your thing. But what else I like about Crazy Horse 3 is there's a separated sort of lounge area. And it used to be where I would get a bunch of friends together. We would get some bottle service. We'd be in more of the lounge area because there are larger booths. There's a larger footprint as far as floor space in between tables.
What
So
kind of food do they serve at Crazy Horse 3?
this has been changing over the years. I used to go there, admittedly, for the entertainment, obviously, but also they used to have really great sushi. So I'd like to see
Really?
them bring, yes, and I'd like to see them bring some of that back.
Amazing.
It's a scratch kitchen, but they work with things like they have breakfast sandwiches, breakfast burritos, egg tacos, chicken and bacon and waffles. You can move on to lunch things like sandwiches and burgers, including Caesar wraps, buffalo chicken, an ultimate cheeseburger. They also go into what I would call more formal food. They have salads and bowls, including things like an apple and cranberry salad. They
Oh,
have a
okay.
teriyaki bowl. But then you go into with their sliders. They have filet steak. They've got a meatball option. They've got a ground sirloin. They've got tacos, grilled fish tacos. Not everything has to be fried. The option of chicken or steak. They have pork. They have desserts. They have specialty items that they come up with. They have pizzas.
So this is a really expansive menu. Like you could kind of go and get like it's
Hugely.
almost like the Cheesecake Factory in a way. Like you kind of can get almost
Right?
a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything with various areas of entertainment space. Like I said, more of a lounge, like booth, restauranty sort of feel when you're sitting there with your food. And then, of course, the more entertainment space, which I really like. If you really want to talk about a little bit fancy, you
Uh-huh.
guys need to go to Treasures. They have what they call the Treasures Fine Dining Experience. And they have packages where you can have entertainers, you can have so many people. Depending on the party size, you can work with them and come up with a menu of your own. But in general, it's a full blown steakhouse. I'm talking calamari and shrimp cocktail. I'm talking crab cakes and lobster bisque, house salad, Caesar salad, wedge salad, caprese salad. They have a classic New York strip. They've got a porterhouse, a 20-ounce porterhouse.
Okay, well, was this like a formal? I'm trying to envision this in my mind. Is this like a formal white tablecloth sit down affair?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. And so
The strippers come
you can
around
go from a
and
yep,
table to table.
yep.
Okay.
You could absolutely be in that. They have, I mean, but again, you can have salmon, what they call a cacciatore. You can have lobster tails. You can have chicken marsala. I mean, you think about steakhouse food in Vegas, and this has a lot of those sort of stereotypical, but also super reliable sort of
Yeah.
dishes that Vegas steakhouses are known for in a fine dining experience with exotic dancers, with strippers hanging out with you.
Okay, shrimp cocktail, steak, and strippers. This is like iconically Las Vegas.
Right?
But
I mean,
Gemini, was it any good?
yeah, it's the last few times I've been, it's actually been really good. And there's, like I said, desserts, cocktails, wine, Berkshire pork chops. Who does that?
Okay, apparently treasures.
Apparently treasures, right? So you can go in and have a lot of fun with that. Spearmint Rhino is also high on my list.
Okay, Spearmint Rhino, which is a classic strip club. I think it's just widely
Absolutely.
regarded as a strip club broadly.
Widely regarded, I think one of the oldest names in strip clubs, not just in Vegas, but I think in the country. I do believe they might have a couple of locations still, but they have. It's bar food, but it's more of an elevated bar food.
Okay.
You can get veggie egg rolls. You can get pot stickers. You can get fries with Cajun seasoning. You can get a turkey burger if you don't want the Wagyu burger, for example. They do have like a steak sandwich. They have a Nashville hot chicken. They do have a couple of bowls, which I find interesting. There's salmon teriyaki. There's a Philly cheesesteak sort of bowl. They also have pizzas. But again, they have some lighter stuff like some various salads and some sauteed stuff. But what I like about it is they have breakfast. I should throw that out there because I am a breakfast person. You can go for something simple like 2 eggs, hash brown, and toast, or you can go into like a loco moco, or you can get a couple of different breakfast sandwiches.
That's classic Hawaiian, which I feel like is also very at this point Las Vegan too, because we have so many Hawaiians here.
Oh, yeah, the Ninth Island. And
Yeah.
again, because it's such an iconic place, they've really focused on making sure that if you are there and you're going to be spending time there, of course you're going to get hungry. So I think it's super smart that other places, but especially Spearmint Rhino, because they are so well known, they have been around for so long, they have put together a really easy menu as far as thinking about all the things bar food, whether you're veggie or not, if you want breakfast or other things. And again, it comes down to what is best for the consumer so they don't have to leave, they feel comfortable, and they can have everything right there. And the other thing I like about Spearmint Rhino is, again, a lot like Crazy Horse 3, there's various seating arrangements. And so I've been behind ropes before when we've had larger groups. I've been at smaller tables with just 2 or 3 of us. And the fact that you can kind of do what you need to do, get everything you need to get, and still enjoy all of the entertainment is kind of an epic situation.
The Las Vegas Academy of the Arts, or LVA, is a 12-time Grammy Award-winning high school, the most of any high school in the nation. And the LVA Music Conservatory faculty are performing in a special fundraising concert on Monday, April 20th at 6 p.m. in the Loudon Theater. Mark your calendars. The goal is to raise $50,000 for a 9-foot Steinway Model D concert grand piano. Their existing concert piano is beyond repair, and this opportunity is due to a partnership with Southern Nevada Music. There are multiple ways to support. You can attend the concert, you can donate, there's even a silent auction. And you don't have to actually go to the concert to donate or participate in the silent auction. There's some very cool things you can bid on, including a live vocal caroling event. You can get the mariachi band to come perform for you, get a jazz song dedication. What a great gift. And my personal favorite, you could actually, on stage, guest conduct one of their orchestra performances. So visit www.lasvegasacademy.net to purchase tickets, donate, access the silent auction, and support LVA students. Every ticket, donation, and bid brings us one step closer to giving these talented students the instruments they deserve. The vibe I'm getting, like hearing about all these different menu items, is like kind of airport-y in a way. Like it just reminds me kind of like a little bit of the options that, it's got your typical like kind of burger, slider, kind of elevated bar food thing.
Yeah.
And you've got maybe like the taco area. You've kind of got like maybe the sushi offering. You've kind of got like, maybe the steakhouse, this one steakhouse in the airport,
Yeah.
So not to denigrate it, but it just feels
Not
like
at
the
all.
offerings are very kind of geared towards a very broad palette, right?
Yes.
But it also has me wondering, because airport prices are uniquely inflated. They have a captive audience. They know that you're stuck
Yes.
there. Is the food at strip clubs also similarly expensive? Is it like
No,
20%
actually,
more
I
than
don't think so.
really?
I think it's
Okay.
actually comparable.
Okay.
So the kitchen menu, to bring up another club, it's just called Las Vegas Strip Club. And just to throw this out there really quick, most of these places, depending on where you are, if you're staying in Vegas and you're at a hotel, they will send a car for you. They'll pick you up. But like Las Vegas Strip Club, they have a happy hour from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. You can get a burger, fries, and a drink for $8. If you want to go into the Chinese food realm, they've got crab rangoon for $8. They have sweet and sour chicken for $8, chicken fried rice for $10. If you want to go into, other things, they have green chili burgers, they have nachos, they have what they call gringo tacos, which usually means a lot of vegetables and sour cream and cheese and things like that you wouldn't get maybe on a typical street taco. But they also have drink specials. So during their happy hour, again, 1 p.m. to 8 p.m., beers for $6, Stoli cocktails $6, fountain drinks, refillable, by the way, $6. And sometimes this is where it gets expensive, is bottle service. Their happy hour, they have select bottles for $100. And if you are in Vegas and have ever played with bottle service ever, you know that you're paying anywhere from $300 to $500 for a bottle of vodka that you can get at the grocery store for $30 or $40. And I get it. And there's a version of it all over Vegas. If you can get the money for it, and because you have a captive audience, and because you're offering so many other things that go with it, absolutely do it. But the fact that you can go to these places, not spend everything in your wallet, save some money for the entertainers, because why are you there if you're not tipping them at least? And you
always
can get
tip, folks. Always tip.
Always tip. Yeah. If you're in Vegas, I'm sorry. That's just what it is. Even if you're not a big fan of the tipping culture, that's just how it works.
Okay. So here's my gripe, Gemini. I want you to hear this. Hear me out. Agree, disagree. I hate when people go to strip clubs and they say that they're just going for the food. They're like, oh my God, like this place has like the best food or the best burgers or the best tacos. I'm really only going for the food. And I'm like, okay, is the food that good at strip clubs that you would go there above like, I don't know, like your favorite like East Side taco truck or like the best, steakhouse like downtown or like in, whatever it is. Like, so my thinking is, just go to the strip club because you like strippers. Like, you don't have to pretend.
You're hitting it on the head. It's absolutely.
Right? Am I right? Thank you, Gemini.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely correct. If you're going to
like,
go.
No one goes to the strip club for food.
No. Go.
Okay. Thank you, Gemini.
Enjoy yourself. Go for the right reasons, which is you're going for the entertainment. The fact is you can go and still have good food.
Yeah.
But you're not going to go out of your way just for these menus. You're just not, because Vegas especially is such a food mecca anymore. Why would you limit yourself? And it's not to say it's not good. Of course it's good. But if somebody tells you they're going just for the food, they're lying to themselves.
Thank you. And also, like, own it.
Absolutely.
Enjoy it, right? Go for the
Enjoy the strip club. Enjoy
Yes.
the entertainment. Let me tell you, just really quickly, I have met some of the smartest, wonderful people who are entertainers at strip clubs. I have had conversations about PhD theses. I have had wonderful, talks about where they want to eat or music they're listening to. It's not just about going there for naked people dancing around. You really can have a great time. So enjoy it for what it is. And if you want is the naked dancing around, enjoy that too. Nobody's going to fault you for that. That is exactly what they want you to come in for. The fact is that if you can make it even more than that for you and then stay longer because you've got great food options, dude, why would you do? Yeah, absolutely win-win-win.
There we go. So I guess as a closer, what do you think having food on the premises changes in the experience compared to like of a strip club that doesn't have any food at all? Like, how do you think that changes your overall experience?
I'll use some of my own experiences. Living in Vegas for 20 years now, I've gone in because I've been offered great deals on, say, bottle service. And so I'll get a bunch of people together. Mm-hmm. And so you can go in and you can do that. But again, at some point, you're going to want to go grab a bite to eat with your friends. Somebody might be hungry, but maybe some of you aren't. The fact that there are so many fantastic food options on top of everything else, again, just makes it so quintessential Vegas. It just feels easier in a way that makes you feel more comfortable because you're not always looking for the exit. You're not looking for what is going to happen next. You're not trying to get a bunch of people together. And if you've ever tried to wrangle people for any sort of event, much less multiple places in one evening.
Yeah.
And
Herding
anybody
kittens.
who lives... Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody who lives in Vegas knows that. It can be difficult. So I find that it just takes a lot of the pressure off. You're not having to worry about herding those cats and trying to figure out what the next step is. And, how many Ubers are you going to take that night to go to all these different things?
This is fascinating, Gemini. I appreciate your insights so much. Thank you so much for being here in CityCast Las Vegas today.
Thanks for having me. And hey, any entertainers that want to do more about this, just let me know. Let's have some fun.
You guys will do this awesome pop-up. I can see it now. Collaboration, Gemini, Wishbone and Vine, strip club entertainers. I'm there. Sounds amazing.
Love it. Thank you so much.
That's all for today here in CityCast Las Vegas. If you enjoyed the show, go tell a friend, rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our morning newsletter. Don't forget, you can support this show and get some great perks by becoming a CityCast Las Vegas neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Take care.